It wasn't just a sitcom, it was lightning in a bottle. Lucy wasn't just funny, she was fearless. Ricky wasn't just charming, he was trailblazing. And Fred and Ethel, the original comedy duo next door. But behind the perfect timing and laugh tracks, real lives were unfolding. Fame, love, heartbreak, reinvention. The real stories didn't end when the credits rolled. So today, we rewind the reels and fast forward through time. Where are the faces we loved? Who remained in the spotlight? And who disappeared from it? This is I Love Lucy, Then and Now. When I Love Lucy hit the airwaves in 1951, Desi Arnaz was just 34 years old, a Cuban-born musician with charm, talent, and a dream. As Ricky Ricardo, he wasn't just Lucy's on-screen husband. He was a star with rhythm in his soul and fire in his delivery. Audiences fell in love with his catchy tunes, iconic Babalu, and that unforgettable phrase, "Lucy, I'm home." But Desi's genius wasn't limited to the spotlight. Behind the scenes, he changed television forever. He co-founded Desilu Productions, invented the multi-camera sitcom format, and helped pave the way for modern TV as we know it. Though his personal life with Lucille Ball had its ups and downs, together they made history. Desi passed away in 1986 at the age of 69, but his legacy continues to shape comedy, music, and television. She wasn't just funny, she was fearless. When Lucille Ball lit up television screens as Lucy Ricardo in 1951, at age 40, she shattered every rule in the book. Too old for a lead, too bold for a woman, too wild for TV. She turned every no into a groundbreaking yes. With eyes wide and mischief in her voice, Lucy wasn't a damsel. She was a tornado of laughter, dragging America into one hilarious mess after another. From grape-stomping madness to candy factory chaos, Lucille created moments that still go viral 70 years later. But behind the laugh track was a titan. Ball co-founded Desilu Productions, became the first female head of a major studio, and greenlit shows like Star Trek and Mission Impossible. Her comedy made us laugh. Her courage changed television. Lucille passed in 1989 at 77. But today, she's everywhere. Reruns, memes, masterclasses in timing. She's not a memory, she's a movement. He wasn't just the adorable kid on I Love Lucy. He was a drummer before he could tie his shoes. At just 5 years old, Keith Thibodeau, credited as Richard Keith, marched onto the screen as Little Ricky, the beloved son of Lucy and Ricky Ricardo. With his bright smile and real-life musical talent, he instantly captured hearts across America. But this wasn't just a one-hit wonder childhood role. Keith continued performing, drumming for the rock band David and the Giants, and later turned to faith-based media and music. He stepped away from fame, but never from passion. Now in his 70s, Keith still embraces his Lucy legacy, often appearing at fan conventions and retrospectives. From toddler TV star to lifelong artist, he remains the beating heart of the Ricardo family in fans' memories. When I Love Lucy premiered in 1951, William Frawley was already a veteran of vaudeville and film, a gruff, no-nonsense character actor with a dry wit and perfect timing. At 64, he was the oldest member of the main cast and brought a grounded, almost grumpy charm to Fred Mertz, the penny-pinching landlord with a heart buried under layers of sarcasm. Off-camera, Frawley was as old school as they come. Rumored to have a love for baseball and a strict routine, he didn't always get along with his co-stars, especially Vivian Vance. But when the cameras rolled, their bickering was comedy gold. Frawley stayed in television even after Lucy, earning an Emmy nod for his role in My Three Sons. He passed away in 1966 at 79, collapsing on a Hollywood sidewalk just after leaving a movie theater. Poetic in a way. Before she ever stepped into Ethel's shoes, Vivian Vance had already paid her dues on the stage. But in 1951, at 42, she became a household name as Lucy Ricardo's loyal and sassy sidekick. With a raised eyebrow and razor-sharp delivery, Ethel wasn't just a neighbor, she was the voice of reason in Lucy's chaos, and often the one cleaning up after it. Vivian made the friend role iconic, blending sarcasm, warmth, and surprising depth. And though she battled insecurities behind the scenes and had tension with her on-screen husband, her chemistry with Lucille Ball was pure gold. After the spotlight faded, Vivian continued to perform but lived a quieter life, far from the frenzy of TV fame. She passed away in 1979 at 70, but her legacy? Still glowing on black and white screens across the world. She didn't show up in the earliest episodes, but when Mrs. McGillicuddy arrived, you knew it. Played by the delightful Catherine Card, Lucy's mother wasn't just another sitcom parent. She was nosy, dramatic, and hilariously out of sync with reality, and audiences loved every minute of it. By the time she first appeared in 1954, Catherine was 65 years old, already a seasoned character actress. Her timing was perfect, her expressions priceless, and her ability to fluster Ricky Ricardo? Legendary. Whether popping in unannounced or offering hilariously bad advice, she stole scenes with just a look. Card wasn't a star in the traditional sense, but she carved her place in TV history with grace and grit. She passed away in 1964 at 75, but her portrayal of Lucy's meddling mother remains a fan-favorite twist in the show's later seasons. Before memes existed, there was Frank Nelson's "Yees," delivered with such delicious smugness that even Lucy Ricardo would roll her eyes. Whether he played Ralph Ramsey, a snobby salesman, or a smirking hotel clerk, Frank didn't just act, he interrupted scenes with comic perfection. He wasn't a regular, but every time he popped up in I Love Lucy, you knew chaos was coming. His mustache twitched, his eyebrows rose, and that voice, half velvet, half vinegar, became comedy gold. Born in 1911, Frank was in his 40s when he first tangled with Lucy. By then, he was already a radio star, known for playing pompous yes men long before TV caught on. He passed in 1986 at 75, but his legacy lives on in parodies, voice cameos, and yes, that eternal sarcastic yees. From black and white brilliance to timeless reruns, I Love Lucy didn't just entertain, it changed television forever. These weren't just actors, they were pioneers, innovators, icons who made the world laugh while quietly making history. If this journey made you laugh, remember, or feel something special, like subscribe and stick around.